This is a screen capture of the changes that you should be aware of in our move from Moodle 2.8 to Moodle 3.0.4. So let's have a look at one of those changes. The first change I'm going to be talking about is the KEATS homepage. Now essentially that homepage is the first page users come to when they first log into KEATS. So this is the page that I'm talking about. This is Moodle 2.8, and when users log in they come to this page, and it's a customizable page where we can show and hide specific bits of information in these blocks. And if you come over to the breadcrumb trail up here, you'd notice that the page we're on is called My Courses, and even if I was to click on My Home, it takes me to this page as well. Something to note with Moodle 3.0.4, which I'm going to show you now here in orange, is that this page is now called Dashboard. It's exactly the same page and it's still customizable, but something to note is that it's called Dashboard. So you probably already know that you can set up a password for your course. So you can set up a password for your course where users will have to enter this password in order to gain access to it for the first time. Now I'm just here to tell you that the area where you'd usually change or add a password to your course is now located in a different area. So here I am in Moodle 2.8 in blue. Now before, if you wanted to change or add a password to your course, what you do is click on Edit Settings, and then you'll scroll down and you would go to where it says Guest Access, and you'd simply change the password and then click on Save Changes. In Moodle 3.0.4, which is in orange here, what you'd have to do is this. So I'm on the same page here, but instead of going to Edit Settings, what you need to do is come to where it says Users, click on that, click on Enrollment Methods, and then click on Guest Access. And this is the area where you'll change your password. And feel free to unmask it so you can see what you're typing. When you're finished, click on Save Changes. And that's how you add a password to your course page. So let's have a look at the new Atto editor in Moodle 3.0.4. Here I am in Moodle 3.0.4, and I'm just about to create a brand new label, and here's my Atto editor. So one of the new features of this Atto editor is the ability to add more equations. So if I was to come over to advanced here, I have more equations than we had with Moodle 2.8, so that's really useful. Another additional feature to the Atto editor is the ability to style our tables. Now, although I can't show you in this screencast because it's yet to be turned on by IT, this is how it's done. What you'd need to do is click on Create Table, and it's the same features as Moodle 2.8 where you can select the number of rows or the number of columns for your table, click on Create Table, and it's done. However, once it's turned on, we're going to have the ability to style our tables, and we'll have this new box here called Appearance, and that will enable us to style our borders, the size of our borders, and even the color backgrounds and so forth and so forth. So that'll be really useful too. Profile information is also displayed slightly different in Moodle 3.0.4 compared to Moodle 2.8. So here I am again in Moodle 2.8, and if I want to view my profile, what I do is come to my name once I've logged in. I'm going to click on that drop down box, and I'm going to click on View Profile. And under View Profile, you can see the courses that I'm enrolled onto, and any badges, and just various information. Okay, and this is what it looks like in Moodle 2.8. Note that it's a big long paragraph with these courses here, and it's a bit difficult to sometimes identify specific courses because it's all in one paragraph. However, if we go to Moodle 3.0.4 in orange here, I'm already on the profile page, and you can already see it's already easier to identify what's going on in the courses I'm enrolled into, and even the badges. It's just categorized a bit better, you know, and it's got these borders to help you identify things a lot more easier. So that's something to note. So section editing options has now been combined into one action menu. So let's have a look at that. So here I am again in Moodle 2.8 in my test area, and if you look on the side here, you can see my options for editing this section. And that, what I mean by the section is this category here under cameras and this border here. So you can see I've got the option to highlight it, or if I wanted to hide the section, I can do that here. So that's with Moodle 2.8. However, with Moodle 3.0.4 here in orange, you'll notice that it's now been combined. So it's under this menu here under edit. So you can see you've got the same options, but it now includes actually editing the section, which you can still do by the cogwheel here. But the options to highlight and hide are in this area as well. Okay, so this is where it's located. You've also got the added functionality of deleting the section as well, so that's pretty useful. It saves you having to go to edit settings and changing the amount of sections you have, or moving this entire section all the way down and then reducing the number of sections you have. You can actually just totally delete it, so that's pretty useful. So Moodle allows you to change the default section names, and many of you are aware of this. We all do it. So in Moodle 2.8 here, I've got a section called section 1, so a default section name. So if I click on the cogwheel here, I can easily change that. You can see here it says use default section name, and I can untick that and enter whatever name I want to put in there. However, in Moodle 3.0.4, this is a bit of a minor change, but it's something to note. If I do the same thing, come over to where it says section 1, and I click on the cogwheel to edit it, you'll notice here it's got in brackets the current title of the section, so it just makes it easier to identify what I'm actually changing here. And you know, don't get me wrong, it says it up here as well, summary of section 1, but sometimes it's easy to miss this, even though how big it is. It's nice to have it here as well, so that's just something to note, whereas in Moodle 2.8 it's not there at all. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is the View Preferences page found in Moodle 3.0.4. This new page now houses all of the preferences you'd edit for languages and forums and even your text editor. So let me show you what it looks like in Moodle 2.8. So in Moodle 2.8 here in blue, if I wanted to change any of those preferences, I'd come over to Administration tab here, and you could see I'm able to change the preferences of my blogs. I could even change my text editor by going to Edit Profile here. So if I was to click on Edit Profile, I could go down to where it says Preferences here, and I could see my text editors there, and I could change my text editor and click on Save Changes. However, let's look at Moodle 3.0.4 and this new View Preferences page. So here I am in Moodle 3.0.4 in orange here, and I've logged in, and you can see that I no longer have that Administration tab. That's now been removed, and all of those options are now housed in this View Preferences page. So I'll click on my name at the top right hand side of the screen here, scroll down to View Preferences, and you can see on this page is where I can amend all of my preferences. Okay, so for example, if I wanted to change my text editor, what I could do is come over to Editor Preferences here, click on that, and then I could change my text editor there and click on Save Changes when you're done.